Well, Rick, first of all, what do you make of the resilience of your group to battle back and kind of turn the game in that third period?
Yeah, the last 10 minutes was great. But before that, we have to learn. I don't think we were ready to play. Carolina was. They believed in what they were doing. Beat us to pucks. And we had a lot of guys early on not moving their feet, not winning battles. And then we decided to do the things, and we made a game of it. So take the positive out of it, getting it to the point. But I still think there's lessons to be learned.
You made a couple of tweaks to your lines. You elevated Arsh in the third period. You elevated Brandstrom at times as well. What are you seeing from those two guys in particular right now?
Yeah, skating. I thought those guys were skating a little bit, trying to get some guys going, so I just tweaked the lines.
Another start for Kevin Lankinen.
Yeah.
Just walk us through what he brought to the team tonight.
He's just been solid every time he plays. He gave us a chance to get a point tonight. So, I mean, I don't know if we had him for, he was the first, I'm sure he got the first start tonight.
You said that you liked the last 10 minutes of play. What was the difference? Was it effort? What was the
Yeah, a
difference?
little bit of effort, body position. You're playing a team that's man on man. So when the puck goes somewhere, you can't watch the puck. You got to find your man to get body position. I'm a big body position guy, and we're not understanding. You can't let people jump by you, and that's what happens. That's why Carolina, the first period, were all over us. So we decided to kind of a little more, footy always calls it 5 feet. Get that 5 feet before they're 5 feet. Then it kind of turned, and the crowd got us in. The crowd was great tonight. We needed them, and I think it got us juice. But the last 10 minutes, so take the positive, take the point, and get out of here.
Two-man kill in the second period. How big was that? Because it seemed like you got a little bit more juice after that, right after it, and then, of course, kind of carried it over in the third.
Yeah, I mean, it probably got us the point, right? If they score, it's probably tough to come back from. So, yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
They're pretty tenacious. You got 3 of their goals tonight came off the rush. They had a couple of nice chances that they didn't capitalize on. Where's the level of concern in terms of what you're giving up off the rush?
Yeah, I think it's, it's early in the season, but we need some guys to take the information we give them and apply it. And we knew they flip a lot of pucks. They as soon as they get it, they punt the ball, right? And so you can't dive in. You have to be above their guy. And what's frustrating from the staff is we explained to them for the last 2 days when you play this team. So I felt that a couple of guys were diving in, and that's why they got those odd man rushes. Can't happen against, especially any time, but especially against Carolina because they're very good at it.
You mentioned at morning skate the idea of seeing some of what Carolina does, how they play, not like borrowing the ideas, being inspired by some of it, right? Do you see something similar in sort of how they're prioritizing attacking off the rush, sort of that your team's going through, just sort of trying to evolve to attack that way?
Yeah, well, Carolina's been doing it for 7, 8 years, right? So most of their team has been together. So that helps for them. We just need more guys to buy in when it comes to the way, our game plan. Sometimes you don't have a play. You got to punt it, and you got to win your battle. It's okay to do that through stretches. Everything doesn't have to be clean sometimes. I know everybody wants clean plays, but there's 10 guys on the ice. It's not going to be clean sometimes, so that's when you need the effort and things like that. So we'll get better at it. I mean, we'll chip away at it.
Your line with Pettersson, Garland, and Höglander got separated, it seemed, as the game went on, and even before that was sort of the low line usage-wise of 5-on-5 through 40 minutes, for example. Just your commentary on sort of why you decided to approach your deployment that way and what you saw from that line tonight.
Well, obviously when you change, you don't like it, right? So I didn't like a couple things there. Didn't like Hoggy at all. Listen, I'm not going to pick on that line. I just felt that I wanted to make a couple of changes.
What did you see out of your power play tonight?
Yeah, we're going to have to make some changes. Not working hard enough. Very lackadaisical on. It's a high-pressure team. We had the odd time when we had a couple looks. Actually, the game plan worked. When Hughes threw at the net, we had Millsy almost scored in front. That's the key against this pressure power play, is being able to make 1 or 2 plays and get it to the net. I thought a couple of guys there were playing slow. You can't play a slow against a high-pressure PK. You just can't. So we're going to have to make I think I'm going to make a couple of changes. We'll talk tomorrow.
it sounds like both in discussing the power play and in
Yeah.
how you want your team to go for the full 60, that you're looking for more consistency from this group. Is that a correct assessment?
Yeah, I just think you just gotta stay, focused on your task at hand. You can't have those lulls. I think sometimes we lose a little bit of focus, certain part of the game, and then the next line loses focus. You gotta take out of the page out of the book. If somebody's gonna have a bad shift, I get it, or maybe there were 2 bad shifts in a row, but we need that third shift to get back to what we're talking about. You can't pour gasoline on the fire. So, but like I said, I had one regulation loss, so it's not horrible. I'm not, you got to take the positive. But like I said, you're going to start going later in the season, and we got to get a hold of this before, if you're not playing well, you could lose 3 or 4 or 5 in a row if you're not careful. So I think we got to make sure we learn from these kind of games.
I like that.
I like that.
It's nice to get, some wins.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.